ECLT is to hone your skills, especially your speaking skills and also your leadership skills. Because in the real world, it doesn't matter if you're cum laude, magna cum laude, summa cum laude. If you don't know how to talk and express yourself, you'll be defeated by your a lot of employees. So you need to learn how to speak your mind, because it will be futile if it will just stay there. It will just remain an idea, not be expressed. Then nothing will happen, right? So that's our purpose here. Cannot assure you that when you go out, you'll be as good as those who are ahead of you. It's an everyday learning process, so you need to do your homework every day. You learn how to speak every day, especially using the English language, because it's though literally all the languages are a level in terms of value, but since English is the most common one that is being used by everyone, you need to learn how to speak that language, right? So yep. So the only difference, again, I would like to reiterate you, is that you have your own choice of topic, right? So for the criteria of judging, you have effectiveness 20%, your speech value that's 20%, physical, how you look in front, that's 15%, voice modulation 10%, your manner is 15%, your PPT, your PowerPoint, that's 10%, and practice is 10%. Total of 100%, and later on, we will be giving a, already know about that, for the one who gave superb performance, right? So, but before we will start, I request Nina to do these.
So yeah, and first is face your partners, okay? Yes. Okay. So this is. So you all have your partners already. Yes. So first exercise is open your mouth and eyes wide. See the beauty of your partners. Okay, so don't be shy. So I'll count 1 to 16. 1, 2, open your mouth and eyes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So next is move your skin. I mean your facial skin. I mean, this is for clear skin. Huh? To have clear skin. So this one like that. Massage like that. Okay. Smell your hands. Okay, next is, did you brush your teeth? What's that? So, you move your tongue around your teeth. So, like this. Like that. So, yeah, you do it. Yeah. That. Sides. Done. Okay. What's next? I forgot. Yeah. Like the motorcycle. Like that. Okay? Yeah. Faster. Like that. Okay? Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And I am here in front of you having, it's just a piece of coin. So here, my topic is all about, hold on, this coin, representation about this coin. So we have the two sides of the coin. Am I right? Yes, indeed. So we are going to talk about technological advancement. Have we lost our identity? And we are going to know what happened with the culture that we have. Because science and technology are the same, or the both sides of the same coin. Science and technology. So here, let's try to know what are these? Why is it that it changes us? We have first technology, second culture. We also have to know our self-evaluation, right? Planning and outlook. So these are the things we have to see. Here, these are the technological advancements that happen in the world. For example, you have your own gadgets, am I right? So what are technological advancements? We have to discuss first, what is science? Science is where we investigate the natural world and learn things about it. Everything comes from science. We have the memory is all about the science. And we have the technology is where we use that knowledge and apply it to achieve certain goals. And this technology embodied us. It embodies us to a social or as a social unit. Social. What happened to our social interactions? How about the culture before? So these are the cultures, or what culture signifies all about. How it is created, how it is enabled, inhibited, and changed. Oops, how was culture created? Way back before cultured, or we are cultured with a good mother. We are playing and we don't care about the world. We don't care about people. We are enabled by Catriona Gray with her representation of the Philippines. That's Filipino culture. Inhibited, we inhibit good manners, we inhibit those right conducts, and now it was changed. So let's try to evaluate ourselves. Let's try to ask ourselves. Let's try to look about, do you remember the good old days? What happened? How we played? How we enjoy our life? Are you enjoying what you had before? Like playing under the rain, lying like sipa, coat and coat. Do you miss the people before? Going strange things at night, day, and even at noon. Do you have new gadgets as of now? That's strange. And do you feel any connections with your gadgets? And that caused the technological innovations. Here, this is what happens as of today. Look at the first picture. You're just going to reject people because you have your own gadget. That's the culture. Before, you're going to be happy. The second one, what are you going to play? Your gadgets, phones. Before, you're going to do such Filipino games. And we have the last one, it is how you do your assignment. You just took a picture right now, and last, you're just going to write it down, jot it down, and you can still remember. These are very important, especially with ourselves as a student. Now let's try to evaluate yourselves. Am I changing myself because of technology? Is technology worth diving for? So what's our plan? Because your plan is in your hand. We have H, E, L. Let's help each other. Collaborate. Because these are the key that we are going to maybe reminisce what is happening before, how we handle everything before. But it doesn't matter, or it doesn't care that now is bad, or it is very bad these days, because it is just an innovation. There is just perfections for the imperfections. So these are the things that we can say. You can share, you can like, and even you can comment everything through social media, and that's technological innovation. And that's how you express this time. Before, you're going to say it, Mom. You're going to look for your mom and your dad. And this is how technology invades the identity of the Filipino. That would be all. Thank you.
What do you really want us to learn from your talk?
That we should not forget what values that we had before technology, because technological innovation right nowadays, they, how should I say it? They neglect those camaraderie because of technology. They invade us in the way that it causes us to be hard-headed or leading the society without the concern of the elders. And that's how we change our identities through technological advancement or technological innovations.
So do you think the cause of those negative things that are happening is technology itself?
I'm just focusing on that side.
My name is Kelsey and I'm from Cebu chapter. I'm having an informative speech. So, picture this scenario for me. you're walking on the street lonely with two people at your back and two people at your front. And now you've seen this white van slowly approaching you. What will be your reaction when you see it? Would it be shouting out loud asking for help or run right away? Well, I'll do the same. Now, is it true that illegal organ trading activity is happening here in the Philippines? Just recently, we Filipinos are being distracted of this white van who kidnaps different individuals and get the organs that can be sold, like kidneys, hearts, lungs, and etc. According to the World Health Organization, organ trading is a commercial transplantation wherein it has a high demand here in the Philippines. While in America, as of March 2019, there are almost 113,000 candidates who are still waiting for an organ transplantation. Commercial trading of human organ is illegal to all countries, but still there is this country, Iran. Iran sells an organ that costs 30,000 US dollars to 150,000 US dollars. Organ trading is illegal, but still there are people who risk their lives selling their organs because of poverty. Organ trading, according to the World Health Organization, organ trading is also accessible in the dark web, wherein they were not able to arrest the person behind the dark web because of lack of evidences. According to the Organs Watch, there are 10,000 kidneys being sold yearly. Also, according to the Global Financial Integrity, organ trading can generate 600 million US dollars to 1.2 billion US dollars. World Health Organization stated that the following countries are known of illegal organ trading. Those are Angola, Balkan countries, Brazil, Canada, China. These countries.
Yes.
And also Philippines. So, going back to the question, is it true that illegal organ trading activity is happening here in the Philippines? The answer would be yes. According to the World Health Organization, they did advise the government of the Philippines to strengthen the law of the illegal trading because there are vast news of organ trading being tolerated by the government of the Philippines. And they even said that Philippine Information Agency, a branch of the government in the Philippines, wherein they sell an organ that costs 25,000 US dollars and only 2,000 US dollars are being given to the owners. So where is the 23,000 US dollars? And the sad part is that those owners of the organ is from the people who are suffering poverty. Thank you.
Right on time. Okay, Ms. Mendoza. Your topic is about selling organs. Among your families, like members of your family or your friends, like who's the most vulnerable person for you right now?
My mom.
If given a chance, like, in a scenario where you really need money, tremendous amount of money, would you sell your organ for your mom?
No, sir.
No.
Because I think there are another ways to help my mom.
But if you're left with no choice, but the only thing that comes into your mind is
So good morning everyone. I am Christian and I will be having a persuasive speech. So before I would like to start my speech, let me ask you these questions. So who amongst you here have a pet? A lot of hayop. How about those who doesn't have or wishes to have a pet? Okay. So maybe for some reasons that's why we tend to have those perceptions. So these so-called pet lovers already know how important and precious it is to have a pet. But for today, for the benefit of the latter, I will be giving the reasons why you should have a pet. Why you should have a pet. So first things first, your pet will love you unconditionally. No matter who you are or what you look like, your pet will love you unconditionally. Pets have perks when it comes to your health. So study shows that by simply petting your pet, it will decrease your blood rate and heart pressure, lowering the overall stress in your body. Next, a pet means saving a life. So each year, approximately 2.7 animals are euthanized or put into death. And some are brought up into shelters, and with a huge amount of population, there will be a little space for them to live, and by simply adopting them, you will be able to free up space in the shelter and potentially help save life. Next, pets keep you active. So it was found out that your pet plays an important role in your physical activity. So pet lovers completed significantly more time and session while walking rather than those people who doesn't have any pet. Next, pet brings joy and fulfillment. So when you care about your pet, it provides you a sense of purpose and fulfillment. It's scientifically proven that when you have a pet, it makes your life happier. So when you're petting your pet, your body will release a feel-good hormones, which is the serotonin and the dopamine, which basically makes you happy. The next, pets boost your social life. So according to research, pets decreases social isolations and leads to more conversation and social connection. And lastly, because how can you possibly resist this phase? How? So hopefully soon you will be able to have your own pet who will always be there for you in your ups and downs. But although death is inevitable, the memories you have together will live forever. And also have these reasons to live a better life. Thank you.
So, are you okay being called Mr. or Adam? Okay. Why did you choose this topic? Like, what is the significance of this topic to you?
I choose this topic, sir, because I also have a pet and I want to appreciate my pet through giving other people the reasons why.
Can you share with us a memorable experience you had with your pet?
While sleeping, sir, my cat just suddenly went in my
What's the red?
triceps. It was a research that natog siya sa something.
Speak English.
She sleep there.
One, Good day, everyone. As we all know, the most beautiful day in the universe has ended already. I bet most of us here had watched the Miss Universe to support our very own Miss Philippines, Gazini, right? Yeah. Well, while I was searching for a timely topic, I was reminded by Miss Universe South Africa's final statement. She said that growing up in a world where her kind of skin and her kind of hair was never considered beautiful, and that hit me hard. Today, I am going to talk about why is it wrong for the media to promote a certain beauty standard. Portraying a certain beauty standard is unhealthy and harmful for both our physical and mental well-being. Many develop mental health issues, identity issues, and even trying to emulate the certain beauty standard which is simply unattainable. Just as most of us use social media to promote ourselves, tons of celebrities, influencers, models, and brands also use it to sell themselves by creating an image of perfection. It is hard not to see a perfectly toned beauties, flat stomachs, plump breasts, impossibly long legs, and perfectly rounded butts. While mindlessly scrolling through such content, our subconscious is soaking it all up. And before we know it, those perfectly formed beauties in bodies have become the standard of which we measure everything else. Back when I was in my senior high school years, I had a schoolmate of mine. She is quite popular on social media. She was always posting her selfies online with her makeup on, posting her diet food online, going to the gym, going to the dermatologist, going shopping and everything, including all her travel goals. So I thought that she was really having the perfect and best life that every girl could wish for. But one day I heard her story and depression. She was bullied for being chubby, that's why she was very obsessed on her diet. She was bullied for having a flat nose and having an acne marks, that's why she has to hide the insecurities of her. And but through social media, she was able to gain likes, appreciation, praises, and when she was able to show that her life is close to perfection, she feels good of herself, but she was never happy. Behind all of it, she was lonely, sad, and she has no real friends because she's really had a hard time trying to fit in. She was blinded by the spotlights and attention she gains from social media, that instead of feeling the contentment and satisfaction, she only feels the need to validate herself from others. Mass media has been very deceiving on us. It is deteriorating to our mental health. We purposely define beautiful as someone who is just have a pretty faces and a voluptuous body. We forgot that beauty comes from all sizes and shapes. Beauty is how we see ourselves. Even Miss Mexico said in her final statement that he emphasizes the importance of our true value, that what we really are is not what it looks like. It is how we feel, act, and react to the world. We must find ourselves beauty. We must find ourselves a beauty of who we are and not what is much more ideal. And I want to end this presentation of mine by an affirmation that you are beautiful. You are amazing, you are worth it, you are unique despite all of your imperfections and flaws. And no one can take that away from you. Thank you.
Amen.
Alright, Miss Salvacion, what is your own definition?
Sir, my own definition of beautiful is embracing who you are, embracing your own flaws. That even if you know yourself that you have so many things to improve, or that you have a lot of things that maybe you don't like in you, you are still beautiful.
Another one. This is quite a Miss Universe kind of question. If you're like having a conversation with a blind woman, yeah, who only speaks and only understands English, right? How would you describe to her that someone is beautiful?
I will describe to a blind woman that someone is beautiful because
By how?
by telling her that a beautiful is what you felt. Beautiful is something the way you act through your actions, the way how you see life differently, by the way you want to wanted to make an impact to the world. So that's also.
Thank you. We have Miss Universe 2000.
Poverty in the Philippines, who should be blamed? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Engineer Kenneth. So first of all, I would like to define what poverty is. Poverty, according to Britannica.com, is a state of one who lacks a certain relative amount of money or possession. In other words, poverty is being poor. Poverty is being homeless. Poverty is hunger. Poverty is being sick and not being able to see a doctor. Poverty is not having to go to school. Poverty is not having a job. Poverty, ladies and gentlemen, is a call for action. It is a call for the world to change so that many more may have to eat, have a home, go to school, and have an equal right. But I'm not here to talk about what we should do to fight poverty, nor how do we measure poverty and why we are considered poor. Because we all know that we are far off from reality that poverty will be solved. But why? Who should we blame it? Is it the government? Philippines, the poverty in the Philippines is a major obstacle in the success of the Filipinos. And we can say that poverty is indeed a very serious problem. In fact, it is a crisis. The National Statistical Coordination Board reported that the poverty incidence in the Philippines hits 26.5% in 2009. A total of 23.1 million Filipinos are still subsisting on below 100 peso per day. This is considered to be the highest poverty in the Southeast Asia. I said earlier that it would be far off from reality that poverty would be solved. Why? Because first, we must identify the cause of poverty. And from there, it will be solved. So what do you think the cause is? Is it the overpopulation, unemployment, pollution, lack of education, poor governance, or is it corruption? Ladies and gentlemen, all of these are the causes. And who should we blame? Is it the government? Yes, certainly it is. But who's more to blame are us, the citizens. Every Filipino, every one of us are to be blamed. Why? Just imagine, if all people have proper discipline, what would our country would be? It would be nice, peaceful, and clean country. Who wouldn't want a Philippines like that? No pollution, less crime, no corruption. For only if its people are disciplined, this country would be developed and fight for poverty. In my own point of view, we should start first from changing ourselves before blaming others for this country's poverty. Because I certainly believe that Filipinos can fight poverty. Because we have heard a lot of inspiring stories from our fellow Filipinos overcoming and surviving poverty and become successful. And it is not impossible for all of us to change and overcome poverty. So in order for us to change, we have to change. We have to change the way we look at things and the things we look at change. So the next time you want something to change, you must first look inside yourself and determine what is it that you must change. You must start there first. That would be all, and thank you for listening.
Round of applause. All right. That's too heavy, right? Covered. What is? Okay, I did not write any questions here because I was being listening to it. Also, what is your own definition of poverty? Very easy question.
So poverty for me, sir, is like for a while ago I said earlier, sir, it's like you don't have any access to the rights of an individual, like education, the food, the shelter, and it is your right to learn, to have food, but you have no access for it, sir. I think that For me, sir, that is poverty.
Like, when can you tell someone that he or she is poor?
Here, for me, sir,
Can
someone
we
is,
relate, can we relate poverty to being poor?
I guess, yes, sir. Poverty,
Okay, we.
yes, sir. Someone is poor, sir. What's the question?
Can you relate poverty to being poor?
Yes, sir. Being poor man, sir, is like you don't have. It means that, sir, that you don't have the money, the luxury of buying what you supposed to have, what you should have as an individual, and poverty, sir, is also like that, sir. That you don't have any access, or you have lack of money, you have lack of possessions, sir. So, yes.
Good morning, everyone. This is an informative speech hoping to inform and help everyone. So, don't believe everything you read on the internet. A quote by Abraham Lincoln. So, anybody here knows Abraham Lincoln? So, Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States. So, the saying sounds credible, right? Coming from a president. However, let's get straight to the facts. First, Abraham Lincoln was born in a log cabin in Illinois in 1809 and was assassinated in 1865. Second, the place where he was born and the White House both lacked electricity. It wasn't until Benjamin Harrison's term as the President of the United States that the White House could turn on a light bulb. Third, network of networks, which became the modern internet, was invented in 1983. So by examining these facts, there is no way that Abraham Lincoln could have warned the people about fake news on the internet. So going back to the idea, don't believe everything you read just because it's on the internet. Now, would you believe me if I say that Albert Einstein said that? Yes. So information can easily be passed on nowadays. With the invention of internet and its widespread use, it has become a major source of news. With just one click of send button of Messenger, one click of tweet button of Twitter, or post button of Facebook, information can spread with a blink of an eye. And so is fake news. So what is fake news? It is information that cannot be verified without sources and possibly untrue. While fake news can take on many forms, there are several broad types. First, deliberate misinformation. Fake news is purposely made for profit and then shared among groups of people who wants to believe that it is true. Second, false headlines. It is when headlines appears to be a fact, however the body of the article says otherwise. The internet term for this misleading fake news is called clickbaiting. Yeah, it's called clickbaiting. It is the headlines are purposely made so that the readers will click the article. Third, social media sharing. Fake news is purposely made to gain likes and shares, or basically popularity. And oftentimes when people see that a post garnered a lot of reactions, they tend to believe it. But remember, just because something is popular doesn't mean it is true. Lastly, satire or comedy news. It begins with an aspect of truth but is purposely twisted. It has the potential to spread as though it is true, especially to those people who do not understand its humorous nature. For example, memes. And while fake news is with the internet, fake news is everywhere. Rampant kidnapping issues have been circulating around the internet recently. According to the news, a kidnapping syndicate abducts people in exchange for money for their internal organs. However, have you ever wondered how this news never reached traditional media, neither television nor radio? So, have you asked yourself, are the journalists trying to hide something? Or are they just trying to prevent the mass from panicking? Or entirely, maybe, these are just fake news? We'll never really know. However, if you come across these kinds of posts, here are some tips for evaluating news. First, vet the publisher's credibility. Make sure you haven't stumbled upon a satirical website. And make sure to look the domain names. Some of the credible domains of access are .com, .edu, .gov, and .org. Second, pay attention to quality and timeliness. If you ever notice spelling errors, all caps, and dramatic punctuations, stop your reading mission. Also, ask yourself, is the news current or old? Make sure that old news aren't recycled and being taken out of context. Third, check the sources and citations. Where did you find the website? Did it appear on your social media? Was it promoted? If so, proceed with caution. Fourth, ask the pros. Did you know that there are fact-checking websites such as factcheck.org, politifact.com, and snopes.com? And although these websites are US-based, somehow it helps. So with the invention of internet, it's hard to identify whether something is true or not. So if you don't want to be a fool, do your own detective work and feel more confident in being able to identify fact versus fiction. Thank you.
So basically, your presentation is about
Fake news.
fake news. All right. So my question would be this: have you tried believing something and feel like it's really true or valid, but later on you found out that it's a fake news?
Yes, sir. I mean, recently my sister sent me a video about a white van who
Yeah.
kidnapped a woman, and she told me to be careful because this just happened somewhere in Capital. But then I came across again. I saw that video again on Twitter, and I found out that that video happened a long time ago, and it wasn't even here in Cebu. It happened somewhere in Rojas, Manila. So that's when I realized that it's not good to easily believe everything on the internet because it might cause panic or unnecessary like you get scared unnecessarily.
Good day everyone, my name is Josephine G. Duroy, a CITA scholar from Arizona chapter. So, I think we all feel lazy sometimes to do the things that we really need to do, right? Or just by thinking about it, we already feel tired, or it's just me. So, my topic is how to get rid of the mañana habit. Later, tomorrow, next week, or next day. These are just some of the lines that we commonly say when we have to do something. So according to Flor Latour, the author of the book Personality Change, this habit is a pattern of behavior that is acquired through a frequent repetition. So with that, if we tend to delay the things that we need to do, it will result into problems. And these problems will give us consequences. And these problems will give us consequences. And these consequences are disastrous as missed deadlines, poor performance in school, or responsibility towards others. So today, I will give you the steps in avoiding the mañana habit. So before anything else, mañana habit is the mañana habit is something that we have learned from the Spaniards. So it means tomorrow or a specified future time. And the ways to avoid this is to set your goals. Your goals will lead you into something that you want to do or become to. So with that, you should have a checklist, or you should be visionary on what you want to be done. Then make a plan. You have to strategize. You can do an outline on what to do, when to do, and how to do it for you to be able to make your goal. As we know, it is very important to plan, especially for us students, and we are scholars, so we have to have our time management, task management. Next is no excuses. Get rid of distractions, negativity, self-doubt, and excuses. So success involves a very strong will of power. So we have to be willing to the things that we have to do for us to be able to make this on time. And this is the most important part of the things mentioned above. The take action. Start doing it to get a particular result. So everything will be useless if you will not take into actions. So plan will remain a plan if it will not involve an action. And always remember that you should stop saying later. Instead, you should do it now, because sometimes later becomes never. And we should take it away in our minds the phrase "bahala na si Batman," because and we should start thinking that it's now or never. And before this speech will end, I will leave you a quotation by Dr. Steve Marabole. No more excuses or procrastination. Stop allowing your days to be stolen by busy nothingness. Once again, good morning and thank you.
Hello, Mr. Roy, the new president. Right? Congratulations for your new responsibilities. So I would like to take this moment to also say to you what kind of responsibility you will have for the rest of your life as a scholar. You are like the ate of your scholar's mate, so you need also to be mindful with your responsibility. So you need to exert a lot of effort, so that you will lift them up. Right? Okay, congratulations for that. And with your question, are you also a victim of this what we call a manana habit syndrome? Something?
Yes, sir. As a student, I feel sometimes lazy to do the things which will be passed the next week. So I tend to do cram. Yes.
Okay, so if hypothetically this is really like a courtroom, and if there is such a thing that what we call a manana habit, like a case about manana habit, and if you commit that, then you'll be jailed for like 6 months or so. But if this is like a courtroom and you're given a chance to defend yourself, can you defend yourself, like why you commit such thing? Why you delay, why you procrastinate? I'll give you time to defend yourself.
For some reason, sir, to us, like sometimes we feel lazy and we tend to.
Do not use we, it's you, about you.
I tend to delay the things because I always think that there's still tomorrow, there's still next week, and
But you tend to do it later on, then it turn out to be the result is the result is against your favor. Like, have you experienced that?
well, I think so far not yet, because if I am in that situation, then when I already do cramming like that, I still do my best to at least to make it
On time. Good for you. Who will come